It's Friday afternoon. It's a beautiful afternoon, a little cool, but for me that's quite nice. I'm not one for the heat, but the sunshine, the way the sunshine just falls through the clouds and catches the hills is really beautiful. Behind me there you can see Pen y Ghent just rising up, again one of the Yorkshire Three Peaks, and around me the limestone pavements are rising up. It's a really beautiful landscape. I did a reflection earlier this week where I talked about David and his wish that he might dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This for me is the house of the Lord. This is the place I love and feel comfortable, feel happy. This is where I feel close to God's presence. I know that's true for many of us in this area. Psalm 27 is a lovely psalm, and as is my wont, I dwell on these things. And Psalm 27 goes on to talk about David. If his hope was that he might dwell in the presence of God all the days of his life, then later on in verse 13 he expresses the deep hope that he has, a hope that dwells in his very soul. He says this: I remain confident of this, that I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I remain confident of this one thing, that God's goodness will be known to me in my lifetime, that God's presence, God's mercy, God's grace will be expressed in this earth, in the places that I walk, in the communities that I serve, all the days of my life. It's a lovely, confident hope expressed, isn't it? As I see the sunlight fall onto the valleys, as I see the fields lit up with green, as God's life is expressed in these places and around these communities. I look from one end to the other, I can always see the ends of our circuit. So I pray that wherever this light falls, God's blessing will also fall. So I pray that God's peace and God's mercy and God's light and God's hope might rest upon these places, that we all together as God's people in this place might be confident in this one hope of David's, that we might know and see the goodness of the Lord in our lifetimes in the land of the living. This Friday afternoon, may God's blessing rest upon you. May his peace be known in your heart, and may you know his blessing as you live your life to the full in his name.